welcome again to another episode of Ndeipi MuDiaspora. Hi, Charmaine.
Hey, Cindy Quay, how are you? How you guys doing?
Doing
good. How are you?
I
am great. So, okay, this is so random, but like recently I got a new therapist, okay? A black female, because I'm black and female. Okay. I've tried before, you know?
Yeah.
But you know, in the black community, is like a stigma with like mental health and going to see therapists and stuff. So I just wanted to get your thoughts. Like, what do you guys think about it? Do you think it's beneficial? What are your thoughts about it?
First of all, I'm offended that you didn't call me
right?
to be a therapist.
Like, you don't need to know my business like that.
That's fine. Healthy distance. That's fine. That's fine. But I mean, I think it's no secret that there's such a stigma with mental health in our communities, especially in the black communities, and especially in the cultures that we come from. I don't know, what are some of your guys' experiences with mental health from Zimbabwe, the Caribbean?
With me, if somebody has, well, now that I know, it's, you know, they have a problem. But back when I was in Zimbabwe, you know, you see somebody with mental health and people just think either they're crazy or they've been bewitched. Like, yeah, that's what I grew up on. I don't know about you, Tina.
Yeah, I think for me, growing up, it wasn't as a popular topic of discussion, and it kind of had this cloud of, oh, you're crazy. But mental health issue has nothing to do with being crazy or falling into those stereotypes. And I think that we should stray away from that. I think it's just as important as addiction, counseling, and any other mental health issue. So I think it's important. I think we should learn to embrace it with open arms.
Yeah.
And another thing for me is that like sometimes I tell people like, yeah, I think I want to go to therapy because I was afraid, and they're like, what's wrong with you? Are you crazy? And I'm like, absolutely nothing is wrong with me. That's the thing. Like, I swear I'm normal. I'm great. You're like, okay, I'm a little weird, but you know what I mean? I just like, it's just like, I live a high stress life. Corporate America is stressful.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Tell me
Gotta deal with the pressures of society and then my family. I was just like, I need someone to talk to that is not my family, that's not gonna judge me. That's why I know we're friends, but I'm like, I want you to know my business like that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, I just feel like it's just a good way for me to talk to someone judgment free and you know, with no like alternative motives or anything like that. That's why I think it's like helpful.
I think that's very important. Therapy can just be a healthy outlet to kind of vent, to kind of get things out. But I think in our communities, we don't understand that mental illnesses are actual medical conditions. It's not like just emotional reactions to things. It's actual medical conditions that affect the way you feel, the way you think, the way you act. So I think a lot of times we're told to kind of pray things away. And that's not a bad thing, because I think prayer and your faith community can help in the recovery process, but it shouldn't be the only option. Like, you should actually seek mental health professionals that can assist you. And I think a lot of times people feel like as mental health professionals, we just want to push medication. No,
That's true.
that's an option, yes, but talk therapy can be very beneficial. So, I mean, I'm a therapist. I don't look scary. You can come and talk to me. I mean, we're just regular people who can help you get through some of your problems, but I think people have just this, you know, you have to be crazy to go talk to a therapist, but no.
Yeah, and when it comes to medication, I'm a nurse. I work with doctors who've prescribed a lot of things. There's nothing wrong with taking your medicine.
That's right.
And you can keep that personal to yourself. Not everybody has to know what you're taking and why you're taking it. But I think, you know, like you say, you know, therapists are there, you know, to help. I think there's also some issues like with especially middle school kids. I think there's a lot of help that's needed in that, and especially in our community here in the diaspora. It affects us every day, you know, like if your friend's daughter has a friend who's got some issues going on, you know, your daughter will come and talk to you about it, but that doesn't mean that tell your daughter, oh, don't play with them or don't talk to them, you know. Let your daughter understand, like, you know, this is an issue, and love your friend, support your friend, you know. That way maybe there'll be less suicidal rates for teenage kids.
That is so very important. People understanding that mental health issues are medical conditions will help break that stigma, because like you're saying, a lot of people who are suicidal, they literally feel like they have no other options, nowhere to turn. Because if they talk to someone, you're going to be judged and go crazy. So rather than talk to someone, I'm just going to keep it all in. Then it gets to a point where I can't handle it.
Right. And like, have you ever had to deal with anyone that had mental issues that was close to you, and how was that? I don't want to make you cry. I don't want to
We did, actually.
know,
we did,
yes.
and at that point we didn't understand it.
Yes.
My mother's sister, she turned alcoholic.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think there were issues like with her and her husband, and you know. But at that point, I think it was just too late. She passed away, you know. But that's the one time I remember actually it being, you know, in our family, which is really sad because my aunt passed away at such a young age. You know, I can probably
but you're right. We didn't understand it, and we didn't understand the need to turn to negative coping strategies like alcohol and whatnot. It's not only that much later where people are like, I wish we could have done more. And we have other family members who've been affected by mental health issues, and it's always that thing of, I wish we could have done more. But, you know, education, I think, can help break some of that portion of just reaching out and helping someone and understanding that it is a medical illness.
Yeah, I agree. I think even for me, when I had my child, my first child, I suffered, I think, from postpartum depression. Unfortunately, I didn't go see anyone, but I knew something was wrong. I wasn't myself, I wasn't realigning myself, I wasn't bouncing back like I thought I would. So it's something that I was like, you know what, I should have seen someone, and I think to this day I kind of regret that. But it's something where you don't know, is the insurance going to cover it? You know, can you be away from your child? Would you feel like you're not enough and things like that? So I did battle with that, those thoughts, you know, or if I should go see someone or if I shouldn't. But I think I should have, you know, like I said, embrace, and like you said, the education about it, and, you know, educating myself about the insurance and everything like that would have done me some good.
Yeah. And, you know, just even moving to a country like America, coming from Zimbabwe or whatever, you can imagine the kind of stresses that people face. Moving from different countries, you have to immerse yourself in a totally new culture, environment, adjust to a new way of being educated and working and dealing with us coming from a country where we're majority black. My blackness wasn't as prevalent as it was now here. And there's so many issues that come with that as being a black person in America.
And like, so I'm from Canada, right? So Canada's white, but we have black people too. Hey, what up, Montreal? Little birdie, shout out to my hood, right? But at the same time, people think America and Canada are the same, but we're different. We have like free healthcare. Right. It's expensive out here. I'm just saying, that's another topic. But you know what I mean? So it's like, and then my parents are from Guyana, so we're Caribbean. Most black people in Canada, for the most part, are first, second generation Caribbean or African. So all of my black friends growing up were African Caribbean. So I just think of black people as like, you know, we're all black. In America, coming here and knowing that there's a difference, they're like, oh, you know, this guy told me once, I swear to God, he was like, he's like, where are you from? Like Canada. But we're talking more and more. I'm like, my parents are from Guyana. I knew you weren't black.
Okay.
Mind you, this is a light-skinned boy with curly hair. I said, I ain't black? You ain't black. Like, and he was like, no, I mean, you're not like regular black. You like different black. Like, what? So Americans have this like African American versus African versus Caribbean versus, I don't get it. We are mud diaspora, okay? We all black. So, yeah. That's right. It's a lot.
So we're going to be right back shortly. Hang tight. We have an amazing guest with us today. He's from Zimbabwe, but we'll tell you more about him when he comes back. He is a therapist, so this is going to get even more into detail. So please hang tight. We'll be back shortly.